Torah Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Shalom, 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 Yasharal and Yahuah, grafted in Gentiles into the body of Hamashiach. We're listening to none other than Hezekiah and Free Brew. Collabo. Song is entitled Kingdom Down, right? Yahuah is bringing Babylon and Mitsrayim down. Make no mistake about it, her days are numbered. She is going to soon experience gross darkness. She's going to lose her firstborn. She's going to suffer because of the things that she has done to the children of Yisrael. Yahuah, I thank you in the name of Yahushua Mashiach for the witness. Yahuah, I pray that you take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue. Speak through me. Yahuah, speak through me. I submit myself to your Ruach HaKodesh that lives in me. You said, from my belly shall flow rivers of living water. I pray that these words, these rivers, would gush out in words that will lead men to Yeshua, to deliverance, to being free. Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I can't do nothing or say nothing in of myself. Listen, I rely on your Ruach HaKodesh. Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart would be acceptable in thy sight. That in speaking through me, Yahuah, I would not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone to come up lame. Yahuah, I belong to you, and you are mine. You and me and you, we as one. In this witness, I have been made partakers of your divine nature. For that I give you praise. Yahuah, I thank you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for everything that you are going to make manifest this day from my lips that you have taken dominion over. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Listen. The kingdom of Hasakan is coming down. Yeah. The kingdom of Hasatan is coming down. Make no mistake about it. Yahuah is doing a work. Yahuah is bringing plagues. Yahuah is bringing destruction. Yahuah is moving by his power and his might. Yahuah is doing the work. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen. Yahuah is doing his work. Hasatan's kingdom is coming down. Hasatan's kingdom is coming down. Make no mistake about it. Again, we listen into Kingdom Down by Hezekiah and Free Brew. Listen, I don't own the rights to this music. I trust Yahuah. 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 I trust Yahuah for my deliverance. I am that man that has believed the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, not having seen him. I am that man who believed the witness of Yahuah through Yahushua HaMashiach as recorded in the Besorah of truth, and I have received his word without ever having seen him, laid eyes on him. I believed his word having not ever known the prophets. See, we just became knowledgeable of who we are in this witness, right? But before then, look, we were robbed and spoiled. Yahuwah had caused our new moons and our Shabbats to cease. He had put an end to our feast days. We were not a people. But Yahuwah, who is rich in mercy, right? Wherewith he loved us, right? Even when we were yet dead in our trespasses and sins, made us alive together in the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. How by grace are we saved if we receive this witness. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, yeah, listen. This witness, this Besorah, this Torah, this witness, this Besorah, this Torah must be preached. Must be preached. Must be preached. Must be preached. Right? This witness must be preached. You and I must receive the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. We have to receive of Yahushua HaMashiach in order to escape the destruction that Yahuwah has set forth for the nations that took us captive, right? Destruction. These idolaters, right? These wicked idolaters are going to have to pay for what they have done to the people of Yahuwah. They're going to have to pay. Yahuwah is going to require judgment. Yahuwah requires recompense. Right? Now listen, Yisrael. Listen, Yahudah. Listen, grafted in Gentiles in the body of Hamashiach. Don't think that Yahuwah will not judge you for your participation in this idolatrous nation. For your participation in their idolatry, in their whoremongering, right? In their spiritual fornication. Make no mistake about it, Yahuwah will hold you accountable. You will be held accountable. Yahuwah is not a man that he should lie, neither is he the son of man that he should repent. Listen, Yahuwah will hold you accountable for your wickedness. He's going to hold you accountable for your failure to receive his witness. It don't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. Yahuwah will judge you. He judged the nation. He judged the nation. He judged the nation. He judged the nation. You better know, man of Yah, woman of Yah, whom you serve. You better know. You better know, man of Yah, woman of Yah, who you serve. You better know that Yahuwah is going to require your unrighteous deeds in judgment. He's going to judge you for your adultery. Listen, that's why Yahuwah says come out from among them and be ye separate. That's why Yahuwah has left us testimonies. That's why he gave us the prophets. That's why he allowed Shlomo to write the wisdom of Shlomo and then to write Ecclesiastics. Right? Yahuwah wanted you to understand what it looks like when you fail to give heed to the direction and the guidance of his Ruach HaKodesh. You can be lost. Just because you were saved in the faith and received the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach and his Ruach HaKodesh is not a guarantee of your salvation. You have to receive this witness. You have to receive his Ruach HaKodesh, right? That's key. But in that, you have to endure to the end. You got to keep yourself in this Torah. You got to continue to obey his Torah. You got to walk in the truth of Torah. You got to meditate on Torah. Torah has to go in and Torah has to come out. You have to trust Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh and his word. You have to. It's the only way you're going to be established. The only way you're going to be established in this witness. The only way. Let's go. We left off at Ezra. I think it was the 7th verse. Ezra was the descendants of Aaron, right? The Levitical priesthood, right? And Ezra was that prophet that Yahuwah sent to tell his people, right, of their wrong, right? Yahuwah has told me to cry loud and spare not, to lift up my voice like a trump in Zion, and to warn the nation that they must receive the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. They must be born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh in order to receive Yeshua. That's what he's called me to do. That's the message that I have to deliver. And like Ezra had to deliver this word, right? So the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Go ye your way, and show my people their sinful deeds. Come out from among Babylon, Yahudah, scattered in these four corners. Come out from among Babylon. Don't participate in her whoredoms. Don't eat of her delicacies. Don't participate in the things that are worship. Right? Don't give yourself to spiritual fornication. Don't put these nations' L's before Yahuwah. Because if you do, you are going to be judged. See, because some of y'all just don't feel like you need to let certain things go. Right? You know, even though you would say, come out from among them, be ye separate, you still gonna go. Right? You still gonna worship. You still gonna practice and think it's okay, and that Yahuwah's not gonna judge you. Yahuwah himself said he's a jealous Elohiym, right? He's a jealous Eloah. He is visiting the sins of the fathers unto the children, to the third and fourth generation, to them that hate him. Judgment is coming to them that hate Yahuwah. Now, judgment ain't to the third and fourth generation of those that love Yahuwah. Or even if a father who sinned against Yahuwah and his son turns to Yahuwah, that son is not going to experience that judgment. No. But for those that hate Yahuwah, he is visiting the sins of the fathers unto the children, to the third and fourth generation of them that hate him. Listen, the only way to break free of that curse is to turn to Yahuwah. It's always been the same. If you turn to Yahuwah, if your father was an adulterer, then you are not cursed. Abraham and his father, Terah and his brother and everybody else who idol worship, but Abraham wasn't. But Abraham became the father of many nations because he turned to Yahuwah. He didn't experience the curses of his fathers. He didn't experience the curse of his father. Yahuwah is a just elohiym. Yahuwah is a just Eloah. Yahuwah is a just Eloah. Can you hear me? Yahuwah is a just Eloah. Yahuwah brings justice. He deals justly and righteously. Right? He deals justly and righteously to those who are his. Right? Yahuwah. Because he says he shows mercy unto the thousands of them that love him and keep his Besorah. Yahuwah is an Eloah of mercy. He shows mercy. But you got to turn. See, I got to warn you. You know, I got to warn you. I can't care about how you feel. I got to do what Yahuwah told me to do. I have to obey Yahuwah's word. I have to keep Yahuwah's statutes. I got to declare Yahuwah's righteous word. Right? He says, right, where, Lord, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, go thy way and show my people their sinful doings. Right? 2nd Ezra, the 1st chapter. And their children, their wickedness. Wickedness. Right? The nation slipped into wickedness under Shlomo. The nation became wicked under Shlomo. With the exception, I think it is, of Josiah, the kings of Yehuda were wicked. Right? I think Josiah. Needless to say, Shlomo introduced whoredom, spiritual fornication into the nation. He was the king of Yehuda. He was the king. He had Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh of wisdom and knowledge. The wisdom of Solomon is a reflection of the wisdom in demonstration. It's a reflection of what it looks like when a man who has received the Ruach HaKodesh meditates in Torah and falls in love with the Ruach of wisdom and knowledge. But then, 30 years later, he progressively fell into madness and folly because he gave himself to it. You better understand. Yahuah is not going to put up with your adultery. I got people that I love. Yahuah is not going to put up with your adultery. He's not going to tolerate it. He's not going to tolerate it. He ain't going to tolerate your Sunday Shabbats, your Sunday Sabbaths. He's not going to tolerate that. Because he's warning you right now. Even as I speak, he's warning you. You need to turn from these things. Or you're going to experience gross darkness. You're going to experience the judgment that is reserved for these nations. Right? He's not going to gather you. He's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you. You ain't going to be able to go in. He said, go that way and show my people their sinful deeds and their children their wickedness. You know, this monkeypox, right? It's monkeypox. This is attacking the homosexual community. Isn't it ironic, right, that this disease that is attacking this population, right? Because, you know, it's porneia, according to Yahuah. You know, some of y'all Christians ain't gonna like this. Some of my friends may listen to this, catch this, and they ain't gonna like it. I don't care. I don't care. It's porneia. This is not an attack. It is porneia. It is what it is. It's Greek. It's in the Greek. Porneia. Just for clarification, because you know people gonna be like, oh, that's not what that is, and you gotta constantly go over stuff, and you gotta constantly, bring stuff up to people, strong 4202. I know where I can go. I know where I can go. I know where I can go. See, you anyways, G4202, I think that's what it is. It's crazy because when you be looking for stuff, sometimes you can't even find it. You know it, but Anyway, it's homosexuality, sex with animals, lesbianism, fornication. It is illicit sexual relationships outside of marriage. It's pornea. Right? But the whole thing is that this, this new strain of virus, this new strain, this monkeypox, right? Right. It said it originated in Africa, right? Right. But it was translated, it was picked up in Europe first, right? In the homosexual community. And the people who are hit the most are those that are in the homosexual community. See, y'all run around here, worried about monkeypox. It's a transmission through blood or body fluids. Right? Right? See, they went and they got a cure for AIDS, right? Now Yahuah bringing monkeypox. Come out from among them. Be ye separate. I ain't worried about no monkeypox. Because I don't share bodily fluids. I don't share bodily fluids with nobody except my wife. I'm sorry, that's in some respect that's not appropriate, but you understand what I mean. Right? But they're not pushing the need to get the polio shot because the polio shot it helps against the monkeypox or something crazy like that. I was listening to We On News. I better understand that this is Yahuah's judgment. This is Yahuah's judgment. I've seen a picture on Facebook of some boy, looks like a boy with orange hair, with this all over his face. And he was a Hebrew, right? Right. So they made sure to put that up there so we can all of a sudden feel a need to have fear, right? Right. And if you don't understand the facts, right? Right, you don't understand the facts, you may run out and get some new form of vaccine. Tell my people they're wrong. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Don't let their judgment be your judgment. Don't let their destruction be your destruction. Don't let their monkeypox be your monkeypox. He said, and their children are witnesses that they have done against me. See, everything you think you're doing, they're bringing you pleasure through entertainment, right? It's against you. It's against you. Everything that you're participating in that represents entertainment, right? That you put more emphasis on than Yahuah, it's an idol. And it's against him. wickedness against Yahuah. He visits the iniquities of the fathers until the children, to the third and fourth generation of them that hate him. You hate Yahuah. You say, I don't hate Yahuah. I love Yahuah. No, you don't. Not if you worship at Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night football. Some of y'all know y'all give more time to that than Yahuah. Spend all day in that. In the Shabbat, you can't hardly. You can't hardly stay focused. Idolatry. He says that they have done against me, that they tell their children's children. You got to warn them. Let them know what they've done against me. Tell them and then tell their children's children, so that they can understand not to do what their fathers have done. Right? Right? Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them. I'll visit the iniquities. They're going to be passed on. And not only that, they're going to increase. This nation, these people are wicked. I'm not talking about the Gentiles. I'm talking about Israel. Wicked. You got Miami Heat's basketball player, former basketball player, raising his son as a girl. These are wicked. Raised his son as a girl. Being submissive to his wife. He does everything she tells him to do. Women have to be careful. And Yashua, you got to be careful. Women that are of the Gentile nations. There's no feminism in Yahuah's witness. Get up. He said, get shit up. He said, say that again. There's no feminism in Yahuah's witness. That's the same spirit that Ava had when she sinned against Yahuah and wanted to be like the Most High. Women have usurped themselves and they want to be like the man, or they want to be the husband. It's a ruach, it's a spirit. They don't want to submit to leadership. They don't want to submit because they're full of idolatry. You're worshiping at the altar of feminism. You want to make yourself the center, the L. Like I don't usually do this, but my daughter's on Facebook and she posted something more recently, right? That kind of troubled me, right? But I understand, right? Right, I understand, because she serves Babylon. She serves Mitsrayim. See, because you ain't just to know that you're Hebrew. You got to receive the witness of Yahushua Mashiach and be established in a witness. Listen, I love my kids, but if they don't make it, that ain't going to be my fault. And if they don't make it, you know what? Guess what? They're going to experience gross darkness. Do I want that to happen? No. I pray for them all the time. But, what if Yahuwah decides not to let them? What am I going to do? Be mad at Yahuwah? No. I'm going to make sure I got oil in my vessels. She says, she posted this, my daughter, right? This is some catchy phrase that, pause, breathe, repair your universe, proceed, right? What? You don't got no universe. What? Now, she says, it's okay to feel like the things aren't going your way, right? Or nothing is happening, right? But always try to remember, I am the creator of my universe. What? I ain't putting nobody else's kids out there. This is my daughter, right? Nothing is done until I quit. Yahuwah, you better stop serving these L's. You better stop serving these L's, right? You better stop. Who's going to judge you? See, I warn you. See, and my kids know, because I tell them all the time. I warn them. Right? I warn them. Right? And, here she got, I'm looking at her page, right? She's got a picture of P. Diddy. Life is only as good as your mindset. This homeless. You better come out from among them. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You better come out from among them and be ye separate. Do not partake in their dainties. Don't do it. See, and if you've received Yahushua's witness, and then you've tasted of the heavenly gift and the power of the world to come, and you turn back, there's no renewing you. You're going to slip into madness, folly, reprobation, vanity of vanity. All is vanity. Vanity, a vanity, saith the preacher. All is vanity. There's nothing new under the sun. Statement of fact, there's nothing new under the sun. But in the unrighteous man's existence, everything he does leads to vanity. But in the life of the righteous that have received the witness of Yahuah HaMashiach, there is blessings and prosperity and peace and joy in Yahuah, even in tribulation. Warn them, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me and have offered unto strange elves. You spend your time in the sanctuaries, the arenas, the stadium, the certs, the churches, right, with the cathedrals and all of that madness, right? You spend your time worshiping other elves. Strange gods. Selling your soul for fame and fortune. Serving other elves. Right? He says, "Am not I even he that brought thee out of the land of Mitsrayim, out of the house of bondage? But they have provoked me into wrath and despised my counsel." Listen. As a nation of people, right? Yahuah delivered us, right? Our ancestors out of Mitsrayim with a strong arm. He brought forth an army, a mixed multitude of people from Mitsrayim. They understood that they were delivered by Yahuah, even though they rebelled. You know, Yahuah, he did it because he swore he would offer him. And even though they rebelled, you know, he still delivered them. Because, you know, Yahuah wrote their names down. It's cool. In the shut. Jubilee. Jubilees. The book of Jubilees, which is a part of the manuscripts that are inclusive, which make up sevenfold doctrine of creation, all of them. Right, listen. The book of Jubilees says in the 18th verse, "And he gave us a great sign," the Shabbat. Yahuah gave a great sign, the Shabbat. Right? The Shabbat. That we should work 6 days, but guard the Shabbat on the 7th day from all works. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of the sanctification, these two great classes, he has bidden us to guard the Shabbat with him in the Shemaim and on the Arets. So the Shabbat is honored in the Shemaim and the Arets. Right. Now listen. And said, And he said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the people, and these shall guard the Shabbat. They shall guard the Shabbat. Exodus 20:8. He told the children of Yasharal, right? Remember the Shabbat day and keep it Kodesh. He told Yasharal to remember the Shabbat day and keep it Kodesh. He called Yasharal, right? Because he's giving the Ten Commandments to the nation of Israel, right? And also those that are of the mixed multitude that have chosen to receive the witness of Moshe and the Torah. Oh yeah, you got to come in line with this. Right. This is not negotiable. Right. He says, listen. Remember the Shabbat day and keep it Kodesh. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Right? 6 days. Right? But the 7th day is a Shabbat unto Yahuah thy Elohayka. Thou shalt not do any work, nor thy sons, nor thy daughters, thy manservants, thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates. No work. For in 6 days Yahuah made the heavens, the SHEMOTH, and the earths, and the seas, and all that are in, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Yahuah blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed it. Now, that's Exodus. Now, in Jubilees, he says, and said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the people. Right? And will bless them as I have sanctified the Shabbat, and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so will I bless them, the people that he has chosen, right, to keep his Shabbat unto himself. They shall be my people. They shall be my people. They shall be my people. Now listen. And I will be their Elohiym. He says, I am Yahuah thy Elohayka that brought thee out of the land of Mitsrayim, out of the house of bondage. Right? I am your Elohiym. Right? They shall be my people. We are his people. And I will be their Elohiym. He is our Elohiym. Right? Now listen. He says, verse 3 of Exodus, thou shalt have no other else before me. Right now listen what he says in Jubilees. And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov. I have chosen the seed of Yaakov, the 21st verse of the 2nd chapter of Jubilees. Right? From among all that I have seen. Chose Yaakov and all that I've seen. He's ready, people. and have written him down as my firstborn. Now there's other nations. There was Japhetic nations. There were Hamitic nations. Right. But Yahuah chose Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov from Shem. And there was other descendants out of Shem. Right? But he chose Avraham. He chose Yitzhak. He chose Jacob, the 12 sons that made up the 12 tribes of Yasharal. He says, I have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself. I have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. You. Right. So. He who's going to judge you? Yahudah. He's going to judge you. He's going to judge you. He says, listen. I will teach them the Shabbat, that they may guard the Shabbat thereon from all work. Remember the Shabbat and keep it Kodesh. 6 days shall a man labor and do all his work. But on the 7th day shall be a Shabbat unto Yahuah. For thou shalt not do any work, nor thy sons, nor thy daughters, nor thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor the strangers, nor the strangers that are within your gates. Those that were non-Hebrew. Right? Because the same law for the nation was for the stranger. Right. Okay, so. And in 6 days Yahuah made the heavens and the earth and the seas and all of them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Yahuah blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed it. Kodeshed it. He says, I will teach them in Jubilees, 21st verse, towards the end. I will teach them the Shabbat, that they may guard my Shabbat, whereon all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should guard the Shabbat with us on the 7th day, to eat and to drink and to bless him who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto him a peculiar people. Above all people. And that they should guard his Shabbat together with the angels. Right? With the angels of the presence and the angels of the sanctification. Right? So, you gonna pay for your idolatry. You gonna pay for serving Els, attending churches on Sunday, participating in this Babylonian entertainment. You gonna pay. You don't want to come out because you don't feel the need to come out. You gonna pay. See, you just told me to warn you. Now, if you receive Yahuah's witness and the Ruach HaKodesh, you're going to be made free. You're going to be swept clean. You have his Ruach HaKodesh. You have everything you need to get the job done. You have Yahuah's Ruach of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him. The eyes of your understanding are going to be enlightened because of that Ruach HaKodesh. Right? That Ruach HaKodesh is going to cause you to endure to the end if you maintain Torah and do what Torah says. But if you don't, madness and folly, reprobate, gross darkness. See, because it's a point where Yahuah is going to see you and say, you know what? He's sealed to destruction. And you ain't going to even know it. You're just going to continue to do what you do. But Yahuah already has known, because you know Yahuah knows what you're going to do. He knows what you're going to do. That's why even with my kids know what I teach. They know who I am. You know what I represent. They know. Right? But you know what? There's going to come a point when you're going to say, listen, they sealed to righteousness, unto eternal life, or to destruction. Yahuah is not a respecter of person. Nah, he's not. Let's go on. He says, they have forgotten me. He says, am not I even he that brought thee out of the land of Mitsrayim, out of the house of bondage? Me. Right? But they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsel. You literally have provoked me. I have taught you to keep the Shabbat. I have written your name down in the Shemayim. You are my firstborn. He said, listen, put thou off them the hair of thy head. Take your hair off. Pull your hair out your head. And cast all evil upon them. Declare evil judgment upon them. Right? For they have not been obedient unto my Torah. See, you know what? There's no excuses for us. For us in the witness. Right? There's no excuse. Right? Because, you know, we receive the witness of Yeshua Mashiach. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. We've been baptized in the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? He's given us what we need to get the job done. He has sprinkled us with clean water. Right? He's put his Ruach HaKodesh in us. Right? And we can keep his laws and his statutes, his judgments. Right? We can do it. There's no excuse for us not to, but, you know, what you gonna entertain? What you gonna entertain? Are you not entertained? What you gonna entertain? What you gonna entertain? Right? It's kind of hot. Right? What you gonna entertain? Get your slow-mo entertained. What the people were saying about him. He became vain, conceited, communing with his heart. He listened to, was entertained by these people who encouraged him to think more highly of himself than he ought to think. This is my daughter. You're the head of your own universe. Are you not entertained? It's just a gigantic idol distraction to take you away from Yahuah. It's designed to take your attention away from serving Yahuah. Entertained. Shlomo entertained the idea of him being wiser than all others. And you know, he moved away from Torah. He moved away from his meditation. He moved away from his love. He moved away from that which he wanted to wed. He moved away from that which he came home to commune with. He left it. He turned away from it. He entertained the pagan wives of the other nations. He let them change his mind. He pursued madness, folly, simplicity, simple-mindedness, mental illness through stupidity, and became an idolater, permitting idols in the nation. The temple that he dedicated to Yahuah has now become a temple of priests of other nations and elves of other nations being served. Yahuah was like, what is this? What is this that you've done? What, have I not been good to you? See, you know, we didn't know it like this. We didn't know it like this. I didn't know this like I know this now. I was always a Gentile in the eyes of the Christian church. Right? Yeah, they was the people, we was Gentiles. Right? We didn't know him. We knew of the of the Bible, but we didn't know him as our father, as his firstborn. I received this witness of Yahusha because I read what it was in the book and I believed it. See, who was Ruach HaKodesh on Emu now? I wasn't yielding to a Christian faith. I was reading this book and I wanted what was in there. Shlomo, give unto me now wisdom, that I might go out and come in before this people. For who can rule, who can judge this people of thine so great? I had that memorized. I wanted that wisdom, I wanted that understanding, I wanted that ruach clarity. I wanted that. Yahuah gave it to me. To this day, he's giving it to me. He said, listen, am I not he that brought thee out of the land of Mitsrayim, out of the house of bondage? But they provoked me to wrath. provoked me. In spite of everything I've done for this nation, for these people, they provoked me. David worshipped. Shlomo asked for wisdom and I gave it. The nation of Israel was feared and revered because of the wisdom that I gave unto Shlomo in the Ruach of Yahuah. But it took but 30 years for Shlomo to be entertained and yield to the entertainment. And he brought down a judgment on the nation of Israel. He said, listen, pull off the hair of thine head and cast all evil upon them, for they have not been obedient unto my Torah, but it is a rebellious people. You said, they're my people forever, but they're rebellious. Right? He says, how long shall I forbear them unto whom I have done so much good? How long am I going to put up with you? You better wake up. You better come out from among them and be separate. You better obey Yahuwah's Torah. You better not be putting other else before him. Go lay down and be quiet. Right? He says, many kings have I destroyed for their sake. Many. He says, Pharaoh, with his servants and all his power, I have smitten down. I have demonstrated my superiority over the elves of Mitsrayim, over Pharaoh himself. And in the process, I delivered you, but I showed you what that judgment looks like. Showed you what that judgment looked like. I showed you what that judgment looks like. He says, all the nations have I destroyed before them, right? And in the east I have scattered the people of 2 provinces, right? Even Tyrus and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies. Did this for them because they're my people. Right? I've chosen them. Right? He says, I've chosen them. He said, now speak thou therefore unto them, saying, thus saith Yahuah, I led you through the sea in the beginning and gave you a large safe passage. I gave you Moshe and Aaron as priest. I gave you a leader, and I gave you someone who can offer sacrifice for your sins. Right? Gave you a teacher of Torah. Right? I gave you the method in which you could be preserved if you kept my commandments. I gave you a light and a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you, yet have ye forsaken me, saith Yahuwah. Come out from among Babylon, because she gonna fall. Come out from among Mitsrayim, because she's going to experience gross darkness. Better come out from among her. You better come out from among them. He said, listen, Yahuwah says, I have given you a light and a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have ye forgotten me, saith you. This is a people who had history. They had Yahusha. They had Shimshon. They had deliverers in Mitsrayim. They had deliverers. They had people. They're still in the midst of all of that. They remain rebellious. Yahuwah said, right? Yahuwah said in Deuteronomy 31, he says, where is it at? He says unto Moshe, after Moshe had put Joshua up, right, before the people, and transferred leadership, right? Yahuwah told him after, he says, and Yahuwah said unto Moshe, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. You're going to leave and you're going to sleep with your fathers, right? And this people will rise up and go a-whoring. They are going to commit spiritual fornication. They're going to commit spiritual fornication with other elves and not with me. They're going to commit spiritual fornication with other elves. And they're not going to remain true to me. He says, people will rise up and go whoring after the elves. See, and in these nations, listen, we still go whoring after these elves. Every season, we go whoring and parading after these elves. We go a-whoring and parading after these other elves. You who told me, cry aloud, spare not. You will be judged. You will be judged. He's giving you his Ruach HaKodesh. If you receive this witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood, right? If you've been baptized in the water and in the Ruach HaKodesh, he's giving you what you need to get the job done, right? You have to be true to Yahuwah. He's giving you his love, right? He's giving you everything you need to love. He's giving you everything you need to do what you need to do. All you got to do is be true and faithful to the end, and you have what you need to do that. But you better not entertain folly. Right? You better not give yourself to no entertainment. To give yourself to distractions. Serving other elves. Entertainment. Distractions from Yahuwah. I'm talking to Yashua and Yahudah now, and I'm talking to the grafted in Gentiles now. Hey, you better not. He says, will rise up and go a-whoring, 31:16 of Deuteronomy, with the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. And my anger shall be kindled against them in that day. Right? Yahuwah's judgment came. Yahuwah's judgment is coming again. For see, he's coming to deliver us. But he's going to judge those who are in Yasharal. Right? Right? Judge those that are of Yehuda. Right? Who haven't received the witness. And who haven't endured to the end. He said, my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they shall say in that day, are not these evils come upon us because our Elohiym is not among us? Right? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all their evils which they shall have wrought, that they are turned unto other else. See, because that's where it all begins. Replacing Yahuwah. That's where it all begins. Hasatan, all he needs to do is have you distracted, replacing Yahuwah with something else. It could be women, it could be men, it could be sports, it could be music, it can want to be the next American Idol, whatever idolatry Hasatan uses to allure you, that's what he's doing. He's trying to get you to commit spiritual fornication. And he knows, just like him, he knows what that means for you. Because he knows he's been judged already. He knows his judgment. All he's going to do is take as many as he can with him. He says, surely he will hide his face from us. Now, let's think about it now. He says here, he says, thus saith the Almighty Yahuwah, the quails were a token to you. I gave you tents for your safeguard. I kept you out of the elements. I gave you tents. Right? Gave you tents in the weather. Right? I fed you. Right? Nevertheless, you complained. This ain't enough. Right? You forget how he delivered you from making bricks. You forget how he delivered you from the elves of Mitsrayim. You forget that he delivered you from the captivity of Mitsrayim. You forget he led you with a pillar of fire and a cloud. You forget that he opened the Red Sea. You forget that he fed you manna. He gave you angel's bread. He gave you water from the rock. You forget. He has always provided for you, yet you forget. You murmur. Janet Jackson used to sing a song. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. That's what you tell you. What have you done for me lately? You don't remember what Yahuwah has done. Right? What have you done for me lately? You murmur. Oh yeah, well, what has he done today? And triumph not in my name for the destruction of your enemies, but ever to this day yet you murmur. I destroyed your enemies. You triumphed because of me. Yet you murmur. Yet you complain. Right? He says, where are the benefits that I have done for you? What are the benefits in what I did for you? I did all this stuff for you. What have you done? You've become idolaters. You haven't worshipped me. You've worshipped things made of men's hands. You haven't worshipped me. You've paid homage to these athletes and these stars and these actors and these rap artists and these musicians. You want to be like them. You want to be like Bill Gates, and you want to get the hustle. You want to have the millions. You're pursuing all of these L's. What about me? What have you done for me lately? Yahuah can say that. Yahuah can say, what have we done for him lately? Have we sought him in prayer? Have we fasted, denying our flesh? Have we meditated in his Torah? Have we prayed in the Ruach and with our understanding? Have we sung in the Ruach and sung with our understanding? Have we done everything we can do in the power of the Ruach HaKodesh to demonstrate signs following? What have you done for Yahuah lately? Yahuah said, listen, what are the benefits that I have done for you? What am I getting? Right? When ye were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did ye not cry unto me, saying, what hast thou brought us in the wilderness to kill us? Why would I bring you in the wilderness to kill you? I delivered you out of Mitsrayim, you rebellious stiff-neck. It had better for us if we were serving the Mitsrayim than to die in the wilderness. What are you, nuts? You ungrateful. He says, when you were thirsty, did I not cleave the rock and the water flowed out and you were filled? For the heat I covered you with leaves of trees. I kept you covered. I didn't even let the heat beat upon you. I gave you water from the rock. And you would drink until you were satisfied. He says, I divided among you a fruitful land. I gave you as a heritage a fruitful land. Right? Fruitful land. Right? I cast out the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Philistines, right? Before you. What shall I yet do more? I gave you everything you needed. I did it for you. I did it for you. But yet you want to serve other else. You want to serve other else. You want to serve other else and serve Yahuah too. You want to be like the children of Israel after Moshe went up and spent 40 days with Yahuah, and they came to Aaron and said, listen, Aaron, we don't know where Moshe is. We ain't sure when he coming back. You need to make us an idol that we can worship with Yahuah. Yeah. Y'all want to worship y'all elves and worship Yahuah too. You want to skip around in Babylon, skip around in Mitsrayim, duck in and duck out. Serve these elves. You want to do it. You want to do it. Yahuah knows you. He knows you ain't going to be true to him. You're going to hear this word. Some of y'all going to hear this word and going to continue to do exactly what you was doing. You knows that are you. You knows those who are his. Some of you rebelling and grumbling and murmuring even now. What shall I yet do more for you, saith Yahuah? Right? Thus saith Almighty Yahuah, when ye were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorites, being athirst, and blaspheming my name. See, Yahuah has Yaakov written in the SHEMOTH, right? Forever. He made a decision to make an agreement with a man who he had chosen amongst other nations to represent his Torah, to represent his righteous order. And this man produced kids. And they blasphemed his name. He says, I gave you not fire for your blasphemy. I didn't judge you. I didn't judge you. I didn't do you like Sodom and Gomorrah. I didn't destroy you. Because you were mine. You were my people. Right? But what I did was I cast the tree into the water, and the river water became sweet. I did this for you. He said, the water became sweet. I did this for you. Right? He says, what shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou, Yahudah, wouldest not obey me. I will turn me to the Gentiles. See, now he's talking about the plan of Yeshua through Yahushua HaMashiach's witness that brought Yeshua to the nations. Unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. Now I ain't talking about the Christian church, and I'm not talking about Constantine and Catholicism. This ain't that. Because that's not who he gave. That's not who he gave this to. He gave it to those who received the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach and his Yeshua, and who keep his law, statutes, and commandments. That's who he gave it to. Yeah, he gave it to that sister that of the other nations that I quoted. And a bunch of other Europeans of the other nations that have received the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, that has Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh, Why? Because you knuckleheads. You want to worship Yahuah and your elves. And listen, the thing is that Moshe had the high priest to kill 3,000 people because they didn't choose to come on Yahuah's side completely. They still wanted to maintain that, we worship Yahuah and the elves. Now you won't. Yahuah's going to judge you. And they went in and started killing women and children, men, killing them. If Yahuah did that to the people who wanted to rise up and play, they wanted to rise up and participate in entertainment. They wanted to play games. What makes you think that he ain't going to kill you? That he ain't going to destroy you? What makes you think that he is going to allow you to be permitted you to do this in the name of the witness of Yahushua Mashiach? What makes you think he will let you do this? He says, listen. He says, what shall I do with thee, O Jacob and Yahudah? Who does not obey me? I will turn to the other nations, and unto those will I give my name. At the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, every knee, right? Yahushua, all you have to do is receive the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, Yah salvation, right? Of the nations, and receive the witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood, be born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. He said, listen, what shall I do unto thee, O Jacob, thou, Yahudah, wouldst not obey me? I will turn to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. Listen, I praise Yahuah for the Gentiles that have received the witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood, that understand the necessity of keeping Yahuah's Torah and having faith in the Mashiach. I value them. I appreciate them because they pray for me. I appreciate them because Yahuah uses them to wake some of y'all up. Again, I ain't talking about the Christian church. I ain't talking about Christianity. I ain't talking about Christian insanity. I'm talking about the witness of Yahushua Mashiach. There was a Gentile church. There was a Gentile assembly, right, during the time of Shaul, right? And they thrived of the other nations. Constantine, he took it over. Started persecuting people, changing Yahuah's Shabbat. He says, I'm doing this, seeing ye have forsaken me, I will also forsake you. We became a people that was robbed and spoiled. No longer did we have our enemies at fear and in subjection to us because of our Yahuah Eluah. We were a Yahuah Eluah-less people. And we became the object of everybody's banter. He says, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. We were people that did not have Yahuwah's mercy. Because we wanted to be entertained. We're going to stop there. You know, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to beat this drum of Ezra until it tells me to stop. You got to come out from among her and be separate. Yahuwah, I praise you right now for your Besorah and your Torah of truth. I thank you for the words that you have given me to give to them. I pray that in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, they would receive this witness, that you would establish them in this truth, in this Besorah of truth. Yahuwah, may it resonate in them. Yahuwah, may it resonate in them. May they come alive in this truth, this Besorah of truth. Yahuwah, I praise you, 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 I praise you. Yahuwah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, I will declare your word, I will cry loud, I will spare not, I will lift up my voice like a trump. Yahuwah, I will tell your people if they're wrong. Yahuwah, I'll tell them that they need to receive the witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. They need to receive the baptism of the Ruach HaKodesh and to be baptized in water. Yahuwah, I will cry loud and I will spare not. I will tell them they can't be partakers in the adultery of this nation. Yahuwah, I'll do it. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach, I pray. I will do it. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness, woman of Yahuwah, beautifully and wonderfully made. Listen, today Yahuwah has favored you. You got to come out from among them. You got to come out from among them. Be separate. With that, I say, Shalom, man of Yah. Shalom, woman of Yah. Shalom. Be blessed.
Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.